This is what aggravates me about the Texas Longhorns right now. And we
Mhm.
opened this season. I said, "Oh, it's gonna be a great year because the Texas Longhorns #1, Cowboys gonna be ass. I'm rooting for the Longhorns this year, and this is the result that we got." And what's aggravating me about what's going on right now with the program is that Steve Sarkisian keeps pissing down our back and telling us it's raining. He had a quote earlier this week where he said there's 136 programs in college football. You let all those other programs go to the shoe and go to Florida and tell me basically what their record would be. How would they do? Nigga, USF won there the other day. USF went into Florida, into the swamp, and won. You had Ohio State 14-7. And Ohio State's putting 40 on everybody. And you had them at 14-7. You're an offensive guru. You can't give me 21? It's like he don't know the building's on fire.
Yeah.
He don't know the ship's sinking. We're trying to wake this nigga up. Like, hey, Coach Sark, get up. Nah, we good. I'm just gonna sleep. The building is on fire. We don't have a left guard. We don't have a right tackle. We don't got receivers. And then look, see, they had. I'm looking at the highlights right here on the screen. They had their 5-star Dallas. I think it's Wilson, number 6 for Florida. Their 5-star is playing as a true freshman. We saw what Jeremiah Smith did last year. We saw what Williams did last year. But our 5-stars can't touch the field at receiver? And you supposed to be the guy that made Alabama's receivers when it was hot. You made Henry Ruggs. You made old boy to play for the Dolphins now. Can't think of his name. It's escaping me. Jalen Waddle. You made Devonta Smith. You was the guy that was calling plays on offense when Devonta Smith went crazy and won the MVP of the championship and didn't even play in the second half.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you. This defense is absolutely carrying the team, and when the defense falls off like they woefully fell off against Florida, you can't give us nothing? And then you tell us that the building's not on fire? It's incredible the level of nonchalantness he has to the state of the program. I think that Steve Sarkisian and look, he has brought the Texas Longhorns back to relevancy on a national stage. He has brought the program that couldn't find its way back to being in contention for the college football championship 2 years in a row. We haven't seen that in 10 years. We haven't seen that in 20 years. That's a fact. We competed for an SEC championship in year 1 in the SEC. Went toe-to-toe with Georgia, had close fights with Georgia, had close fights with Ohio State. We won the Big 12 championship in the last year there. He deserves all the credit in the world for those things. He did those things. He's the coach of that program. But when you look at the program today, you're the offensive guru. You call the plays. And when you think of the Texas Longhorns over his tenure, the last 5 years, you think about their defense. You think about what they're able to do with the defense, stopping people, all the heroic goal line stands they had last year. Where the hell is the star quarterbacks in the NFL from your program, from your coaching? Where are your Lincoln Riley level guys? Where are your Baker Mayfields? Where are your Caleb Williams? Shit, where are your NFL receivers outside of Xavier Worthy? He has got to give us more offensively. And he's got to be man enough to admit that he's not giving us enough. And he refuses. He refuses. We go into the year with no left guard. None. How the hell, Steve, can we play football with no left guard? We don't have one. We put Stroh out there. He gets his ass whipped. We put Brooks out there. He gets his ass whipped. We put Umio Zulu out there. He gets his ass whipped. We went through 3 left guards and we played Ohio State, UTEP, UTSA, some other nobody, and Florida, who just lost to USF and got the shit beat out of them by Miami. Make it make sense, Steve. The building is on fire, and you need to wake up. You need to wake up because the season is over with already. We went from preseason number 1 to unranked. They only ranked 25 teams, and we're not a top 25 team. You tell me that we this year's Florida State can't have it. Can't have it. Not with you and your red zone struggles the last 2 years. You know, you couldn't get in the end zone last 2 years. You had the guy that catches fades for breakfast in Adonai Mitchell. You had him right outside. You had Quinn Ewers, the guy who's a generational prospect, most touch. They couldn't get connected. He couldn't throw the deep ball for shit. We've been seeing Quinn Ewers throwing 80 yards since he was a junior at South Lake High School in Texas. That was a thing. That went viral, Steve. But when it gets out there on the field, well, he can't throw a deep ball in your offense. You have a Manning sitting on the bench learning for 2 seasons. He gets out there and he's a fucking deer in headlights. How is that possible if you are the guru? How is that possible? I can understand, you miss on a few of the guards, and Arch is playing, he's getting better week by week. But when you add all these things together, your inability to get us into the end zone in money situations, you add in that you are hired to bring back offense to Texas in a real way, and we're being carried year after year by the defense. You have got to take accountability for the shortcomings of the team. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, we got better in the red zone if you look at last year to this year, and so we're moving in the right direction. Oh, well, I would take all the other teams and let them go on the road to Florida and to Ohio State, see how many of them win those games. You can't keep saying stuff like that and you not holding up your end of the bargain. You as a man, if you don't want to admit to the media that you're not the offensive, that your offense is not producing at the level that you want to, that's fine. That's cool. You don't want to give the media that. You want to give the world that. But if you're not willing to admit it to the public, are you admitting that to yourself? You don't got to admit it to the public. I want you to know for yourself that this shit ain't getting it done. I just want you to fix it. I want you to be to the level where you can fix it. And your public comments give me the idea that you don't think this is an issue. Nigga, it's an issue. Okay? It's a flat out issue. Okay? You were the offensive guru. You got Arch Manning. You told us that this is going to be the guy. You pushed Quinn out the door. What the hell you pushed Quinn out the door for? And no, he would not have been better than Arch this year under this offensive line. He probably would have already been hurt. You're gonna get fucking Arch Manning killed with this guard situation you got going on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's taking hits. He's getting blasted. Helmet knocked off, running for his life. We got the highlights playing in the background. He get hit again. Every time I look up, he's hit. So I'm gonna just let you take the conversation. I've rambled for a little while. I'm gonna let you take the conversation. What are your thoughts?
Hey, it's another one of your rants. We needed that on the podcast. We needed that. We haven't heard that since Cowboys last year. So the issue, like you said, is one thing y'all gonna learn about me is I always think is coaching is the issue. But it seems like coaching and development, I would say, is the number one issue with Texas. Because, like you said, they're not developing their quarterbacks. They've had good quarterbacks these past 4 years? Close to 4 years. How long Quinn's been there? 3, 4? Quinn was there 2 years, right?
Yeah. But they've had good quarterbacks for 4 years. If you want to put Ellinger, I think he had Ellinger his first year. So
yeah,
that was a decent quarterback. You still could have got more out of him than what you got.
So I'm saying. And he's supposed to be, like you said, he's supposed to be offensive guru. He had all those receivers at Bama. Like you said, there's only one Xavier Worthy in the league that's actually doing something. Adonai, it seemed like he's up and down the league.
Mm-hmm. And that's
like
not
he
even
fell
product.
for a
that's
reason.
A Georgia product.
See, And we haven't heard of nothing. What's the tight end that y'all had last year? I know I got injuries this year, right?
Yeah, we got injuries this year. We had, what's buddy name? It's not Beck. I know he plays for the Titans now. Hold on. Good. He looking good.
I know
Helms.
Gunnar Helms, yeah.
He
Helms.
looking pretty solid. He looking like the same guy he was. That's probably his biggest offensive skill position development piece that he's had. From what Gunnar Helm was as a freshman to what he was by the time he left, that was probably the best thing he's done offensively in terms of skill position. Xavier Worthy was going to be a Blazer regardless.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Blazer regardless. And Jatavian Sanders, 5-star. Jatavian Sanders early struggled to get on the field. Like these 5-star wide receivers we got now. Jatavian Sanders, they didn't know whether they wanted to play him at end or play him at tight end. And he ended up playing tight end. And he gave us a lot of big time plays. But at the same time, compared to what guy's potential is, compared to what you're telling me this guy can be, to what the result is, it's constant underperformance.
Yeah.
Constant underperformance. Yeah.
Like, yes, yeah, I agree with that.
DJ Campbell. I love DJ Campbell. DJ Campbell is from my hood. DJ Campbell is from Arlington, Texas. I'm from Mansfield, Texas. They sit next to each other. I got family that went to the same high school DJ Campbell went to. Underperforming. 5-star. Struggling. And again, the place the program is compared to what the program was for Charlie Strong and Tom Herman, he has moved heaven and earth to get us to this point, to where we are relevant as a program. I don't want Steve Sarkisian fired. I believe in Steve Sarkisian because I know what it was like to have Charlie Strong and Tom Herman in the end of Mac Brown. But at the same time, I need the man to acknowledge what is wrong and fix it. I need him to acknowledge what's wrong and fix it.
And that's the insane part I see with it. Everybody's going to say you relieving Arch Manning of responsibility. Mm-hmm. No, we're not. We do understand Arch Manning has his flaws. But like DT said, he looks like a deer in headlights right now. He's going to be shell-shocked by his second year playing after getting hit 18 billion times. There's a lot of... He doesn't have wide receivers that get open. Coach is not scheming up wide receivers to get open. How are you supposed to show talent when there's literally everything is falling apart around you?
Arch Manning is a good quarterback. He will be and can be a national championship quarterback in college football. What he can't do is constantly be behind the chains from holding from the guards or holding from the offensive line as a whole and negative runs. I think they had like 15 yards total rushing. And that's taking out the negative sack yards. Like the running backs themselves add up all their rushes and their total yards accounted for like 15, 16 yards rushing. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for you to go a whole football game and only rush for 15 yards. And no quarterback would be able to be successful in that situation when you add in the fact that he's getting hit every single play. So those interceptions and people talking about no blame being placed on Arch Manning, those interceptions, every one of those interceptions came after a sack or after he was after a holding call where they were behind the chains. Every one of them. So at that point, what do you want the man to do? He's out there playing fuck it ball. He has no choice. And then the guys he's throwing to, tell me why. Emmanuel Mosley, I think his first name. His last name is Mosley. The freshman standout from Stanford last year, transferred to Texas for his sophomore year. He didn't play. This is his first game playing. He looks like the best damn receiver on the team, and this is his first game. And that points to another issue that we have with Steve Sarkisian. His damn roster's always shot to start the season. That's a whole nother thing we haven't talked about. He's always got guys hurt and injured to start the year. Always. He blew the entire running back room out last year.
Yeah.
Two guys tore their ACL. One guy did something else. He blows what are you doing in training camp, dog? And injuries happen. But why is the whole team always hurt? Troy O'Meary. Nobody even knows that name. But he tore his ACL twice in preseason. Come on, man. And AD and the schedule maker, it's your turn. It's your turn. Because they don't think you're going to get out of this. It's your turn. Don't think, no. Steve got something to do with this, but this really your fault.
Oh.
This really your fault. You? Why are we playing 3 cupcakes in a row? First of all, why do we have to go on the road to everybody to start the season? We went on the road to Michigan. We went on the road to Ohio State. Who gonna come to us? Who gonna come to us? And then, if you're gonna go on the road to these big-time Big Ten schools, nigga, do it week 2. Get you a cupcake and then go there. Why would you go there to start the year? That the schedule alone is 40% of the reason why Texas is the way they are right now. 40%.
Wow, that's a lot.
On scheduling alone. I mean, that was a setup, bro. That was a setup. What do you think? What do you think about the first 5 games and how they were scheduled, how they were set up?
Now, that very, very. It was just. I'm not saying you shouldn't have cupcakes because for years we watched Bama have cupcakes in the beginning of their schedule. But like you said, you got to mix them in. You can't just go probably the hardest game you had this year, your first game, into, like you said, 3 cupcakes and a bye week. You basically have 4 bye weeks. And then you go on the road to one of the hardest places, known to be one of the hardest places to play in Gainesville, Florida. I'm not alleviating Arch Manning from all his wrongdoings. He's making mistakes. But you expect Arch Manning, his first year really starting, after 4 weeks of facing against high school teams and a bye week, with no O-line to go into the swamp and win. Arch Manning's a good quarterback, but Arch Manning, like you said, he's no generational talent. That was everybody else hyping him up.
The Eagles are food, even at 4-1. And here's why. Let me break it down to you. They're an absolute perfect example of what it means to be a paper tiger. Hey man, I think I might be buying on the Jaguars. I liked what I saw. Trevor Lawrence was playing his ass off. I didn't know Trevor Lawrence had that in him.
Yeah.
He was battling out there. I didn't know that. I was unfamiliar with his game. He was battling out there, scrapping for yards, taking off running, throwing a couple dimes here and there. They look good, man. It looked good. At the moment, I like Travis Hunter more as a receiver than a corner. At the moment,
really, this is Marshawn's crackhead pick of the week, but I'm gonna go with my boy, the Rattlesnake. I gotta go with Spence Rat in NOLA. We need our home dub, Spence. Come on now, we need our home dub. I'm gonna go with NOLA. That's my crackhead pick of the week.